Hi guys, I'm Pushkraj Shirke from Project Battlefit, and today we are going to talk on a topic which a friend asked me about. That is, how do you overcome the laziness to work out? Now, this may seem like a trivial topic, but it is something that almost everybody suffers through. Almost everybody. Alright, it is very common, and which is why I am choosing to address it in this episode. So, you can look at it as laziness to work out, or a lack of motivation, or a lack of will, whatever it is. It can be for a person who is obese, not wanting to put in any effort into any exercise. It can be for a regularly fit person who does not feel like going to work out, or it can be an athlete who feels like just taking a day off and not putting in the grind. So this applies to them all, because at the end of it, it is not just a matter of will. It's a lot of physiological things and psychological things put together. So we're going to look at it all over, and the way I look at it, there are 5 points to it. Alright, if you want to put effort into working out regularly, if you want to be working out regularly, first thing, start rewarding yourself for it, especially if you are a beginner. Punishment does not work in developing habits as well as reward does. Alright, remember this is a psychological fact. So if you think in terms of compensation that, oh, I didn't work out today, then I'll work out the double tomorrow, or if I took it easy this week, I'll push super hard next week. This is not a long-lasting pattern. It won't take you too far. Alright, if you are like, oh, because I didn't work out today, I will not eat enough tomorrow. This is a very short-term mindset. It can help you a few times, but over the long term, it will just fizzle out and not really lead to binding habits that keep you motivated and keep you working and keep you grinding. So you need to look at how you reward yourself for your workout in the initial times rather than punish yourself. So your rewards can be tiny little things. It's like, I will not have my dessert, which I absolutely love today, if I do not put in this workout. Or I will not call my best friend whom I love talking to till I finish at least 100 push-ups today, or whatever your goal may be. So if you are an absolute beginner, like for example a friend of mine who's obese, for him the reward is having his keto cheesecake in the night, which he absolutely loves, and he does not get to have the cheesecake if he does not work out, or rather you look at it as he gets to have that cheesecake only if he has worked out that day. If he has not worked out that day, he hasn't earned that cheesecake. It's as simple as that, but make that mentally as a reward, and it really works for him. Similarly, when you look at an athlete, right? For an athlete, the motivation levels are way higher, alright? And there are a few exceptions to this rule, which I'll cover in the end. But for an athlete, it can be a simple thing that, oh, I will not reward myself with XYZ gloves, for example, which he's looking to buy, if I don't put in 7 days or 21 days continuously of this new drill that I'm doing. Alright? Your rewards don't have to be very big things or extremely expensive things. There can be little things, that you like, you just enjoy doing, and you look forward to, and you link them in with your workout, and that becomes a reward for you. Alright, you do that and you will be able to go much longer in keeping yourself motivated and going and putting in the effort. Alright, the next thing to stay motivated or getting over the laziness of working out is developing social commitments. Alright, now this works majorly in the reverse. Alright, you must have seen tons of people who are like, oh, I can't go to the gym today, I'm meeting my friends, oh, I have a social commitment. You take social commitment so fucking literally, you're willing to skip everything else for it. Similarly, if you make working out or putting in the grind your social commitment, imagine it works exactly the same way. So if I have a bunch of friends whom I have promised to meet in the gym every day, I will meet them in the gym every day, because that is my social commitment. And we go to the gym together, we work out together, we roll together, we do wrestling together, we lift weights together, and that becomes a social commitment. Right now, during the lockdown, all of us get together on Zoom and work out together, because left to ourselves, at least I know for a fact that I will wiggle my way out of almost every second workout or so, despite being highly motivated to work out. So building a social commitment where each one of you are committing to each other's time, you start respecting that time and giving yourself to that bar you set for yourself, and you back out, like you stop yourself from backing out, alright? Because then you are disappointing your friends, and that is something that's not nice to do. So making social commitments around your workout works beautiful, alright? Let's say you are a small time Instagram celebrity or have a bunch of followers on social media, how much ever you have. Suppose you make a social commitment that you will lose XYZ weight, or you will put in 21 days of drills and log them every day on Instagram. Now, something as flimsy as Instagram also can keep you committed to making sure you put in your effort. Because at the end of the day, you're still making a social commitment. Even if social media is a farce, it is still social, and the commitment still works. It depends on how much you honor that commitment and how much you cheat out of it. But psychologically, at least, it's a driver, it's a reminder that you have to put in that effort that you have promised, and that works. So that's point number 2. Point number 1 was reward. Second is social commitment. The third one we come to is by far the most difficult to achieve, but if you start small, you can get it, and that is discipline. If you make it a point to end up in the gym or end up on your mat whenever you have designated time to it, trust me, even if you're having a terrible fucking day, 99% of the times, even if you're not feeling up to it, you will end up getting an amazing workout done. Alright? It's just about getting there and getting started. It's like being the crime master, go of workouts. आया हूं तो कुछ तो करके जाऊंगा, and that is the mindset I totally fucking encourage, and I've seen it everywhere. Alright, there have been times when I myself have not absolutely been in the zone to work out. I'm tired, fatigued all day, shooting like 3 continuous shifts, plus doing work at home, and then looking after some friends shifting and stuff, and I ended up at the gym at around 1:30 in the night, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to work out, I'm not in the mood. But then a friend was working out and I joined in, and guess what? At 3 a.m. we walked out of the gym with one of the most fucking amazing workouts ever done. And that is how it is. Once you get the ball rolling, your hormones surge up, your mental state clears up, and you're like, alright, I did this, let me do this. I did this, let me do this. I did this, and it kicks in. It is something you need to kickstart. It's not going to start on its own. And that first 5 to 10 minutes are the most important thing. You kickstart that and rest everything will get going. So when I have clients for my fitness consult, I always tell them, join a gym. Alright, because yes, it's possible to like stay at home and get fit, but it's a very rare thing and a very difficult thing to achieve. Unless not right now when you're locked down, but it's still difficult, right? Otherwise everybody would have stepped out of this lockdown looking like a fucking athlete. But no, we're going to see a lot of hippos walking out of this lockdown because we ourselves are not that committed to it. And when you go to a gym, once you are there, at least you try to put in 5 minutes. And when you put in that 5 minutes, it turns into 10, 15, 20, and you get your whole workout done eventually. 99% of the time. And that is why you need to build that discipline. Go there, step on the mat, put in that 5 minutes, get something done. Alright? There's a great line. There is no such thing as beast mode, there is just grind and discipline, and that is absolutely true. Alright? So that's point number 3. Point number 4 is make an investment. Now this sounds tricky, but it's actually very simple. So the first time I took professional consulting regarding my fitness from someone, that time it was a big sum for me, so I invested in it. And once I invested in it, my whole mindset, my whole approach to training and working out was different, because then I looked at it, oh, I have put in this much money, I need to fucking make the most of it. I cannot bunk, I cannot do this, I will stay on my diet, I will not cheat, I will not do this. That investment drove me. Alright? So you have to be invested in something to actually prioritize it above other things and look at it in a completely different light altogether. Alright? Investments can also be small things like this dress that I want to fit into, or these amazing lifting shoes that I have purchased. Alright? It's like this, I purchase amazing lifting shoes, and then if I don't go to the gym, I'm wasting them. So I better like make an investment and value it, and that is what drives me to work out. So invest on little things towards that activity that will keep you in the mindset that you have already invested yourself in it. Now let's make the most of it, or then you're just a laughing stock of the house or yourself, right? A lot of times people buy exercise cycles at home and then they end up getting used to just dry clothes over the years, right? Now that was an investment, but that was an investment that was misguided. So make sure you make your investments that are pretty sensible and pretty rooted in what you're going to do, right? Like if you're going to go to the gym regularly and lift weights, and if you enjoy heavy lifting, like weightlifting shoes are a great investment. They're expensive, but they're amazing. And once you start seeing that add-on value to your lifting, it becomes an addictive process. Then you want this, then you want that, then you want this, then you want that. It's an endless cycle, and that's about any passion in life, alright? Photography, there are cameras. For weightlifting, there are weightlifting products. For jiu-jitsu, there are gis and there are shitloads of stuff. So every time, set a reward, set an investment, and don't get it all together, obviously, even if you have all the money in the world. Make everything earnable, make everything accountable, and track every investment and make sure you make the most out of that investment. For people going on anabolics, again, that's an investment. Now, most of the people go on it the fucking wrong way and they end up fucking their lives pretty much. But for the few who do it right, once they are in that zone, they are invested. They are putting in 100% every time they hit the gym, and that is the way to do it, because then they know mentally they're invested, physically they're invested. And if they don't commit to it, they're going to get majorly fucked up, and that's what no one wants. So psychologically it drives you. Like you will not let laziness creep in, because you're not going to fuck your liver over this shit. So you are going to go to the gym, hit the grind, get things done. Alright? That's a very high risk investment, but yes, that is exactly how psychology works. The more you're invested in it, the more you will overcome hardships to be into it and get the most out of it. Point number 5, and the most important thing, and this is why you need a fitness consultant or a coach, alright? And that is set goals and expectations reasonably. Be reasonable. It is very difficult to do that, especially if you consider yourself your know-it-all and I will set my goals and I will do everything. Trust me, 3 months down the line into that process and you will be like, oh fuck, I've missed every goal I've planned except for maybe the first 2 ones. And it's funny, but it's not funny if you're really committed to getting towards a goal and a lot of things depend on it. You're not going to make that goal and then it's going to eventually depress you. Alright? Your goals have to be reasonable. I cannot join a gym and expect that, oh fuck, like now within 3 months I'll be from 100 kgs to 60 kgs looking ripped like Bruce Lee. That's an unreasonable expectation. I cannot join an MMA class and think, oh, that's it. I joined an MMA class, now in 6 months I'll be a fucking amateur or a pro fighter. Those are stupid expectations to have from yourself. So when you get a coach, when you get a consultant, make sure you get someone who understands reasonable goal setting. Because the more reasonable and achievable your goals are and they are laid out step by step as milestones, the more committed you will be to the journey, the more motivated you will be in the journey, and overall you'll be in a better state of mind and intrinsically committed to overcoming laziness on a daily fucking basis and getting things done. And that is how motivation really works. So you want to overcome laziness to work out? Remember, reward yourself, socially commit to it, right? Make a social commitment, build a friend circle around it, discipline yourself, make sure you at least put 5 to 10 minutes into it on a daily basis. Or if you go to the gym, just go to the gym. If you're not, even if you're not feeling like working out, nothing, you're totally drained, not feeling like working out, no, I'll still go to the gym, be there, and then let it roll on from there. Alright, invest in it. Alright, the better you're invested in it, the more likely you are to stay committed to it and push yourself through all hardships for it. And point number 5, and the most important thing, be reasonable and sensible in your goal settings. The more reasonable you are, the more likely you are to achieve every little milestone step by step and make overcoming laziness an intrinsic habit rather than an extrinsically forced one. Alright? This is Pushkraj Shirke for Project Battlefield. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. I'm always here to help you out. And I hope you all stay safe, secure, and at home in lockdown. And see you guys once the shit is over. Take care.